There we go. Let's try that again. Merry Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day. Whatever. Happy belated Christmas and Merry early New Year. How about that? It's Boxing Day, 2020, and what a time. But one of my favorite things that I've always done on Boxing Day has taken some time to play with the toys that I got. Quite often those were video games, but also I would occasionally be graced with a Lego set, and that's what we're going to do today. Is I have pieced out, not a Christmas gift, but something that I had bought for myself before Christmas, the ATTT, I think that's what it is, the Clone Wars droid tank with Ahsoka Tano and one of her clone troopers, as well as a couple of droids. It's a relatively small build, around 240-ish pieces, but it'll be something fun to play with and build, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you are joining me live, awesome. Happy to have you here. And if you're watching this after the fact, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, a great Friday. And just, I hope that the future year looks rosier than last year, which, I mean, let's face it, it's a low bar. All right, so let's get into it. So I pre-knolled this out. I actually did this on Christmas Eve because I find knolling is a very helpful process. And it will make the build go much quicker. And it's just something fun. And honestly, it's a technique that I picked up from watching Adam Savage's Tested. So we'll just see if I can remember to actually build things in the camera here. The tape marks are supposed to remind me of where to put things. So the first instruction is to assemble our first minifig, which is Ahsoka's clone trooper buddy with the orange helmet, which is awesome. And we'll just put him aside for now. Let's put him over here by Deadpool, so he's still kind of in frame. And then we'll grab Ahsoka, who is also going together, which I think is awesome. I really love this minifig. It's a big part of why I picked up this kit. And honestly, I feel like if you want this kit, it's going to be hard to come by. I'm going to be honest. And a large part of that is because of scalper jerk faces and people who have bought this up to create scarcity so they could then sell Ahsoka Tano as a one-off for twice what this kit goes for. I've seen Ahsoka on eBay for $100 US. I paid $50 Canadian for the kit. I'll put Ahsoka over here with Chicken Deadpool. So yeah, do not pay scalper prices for really anything if you can avoid it at all. All right, so we'll start with the black Lego brick, and this is why I love knolling, because everything is laid out for me nice and easy to put this together relatively quick. So if you are not familiar with knolling, there's different levels to which you can knoll, and my phone is going to make noises because I did not turn the notifications off. So let's turn some of those. Let's make it silent, shall we? Because I literally just got an alert that I went live. Like, what the heck? All right. So knolling, you can take it to all sorts of levels. I largely just do it by color. And sometimes, like, I'll put the Technic pieces together. So, like, you can see up here, I've got my Technic pieces. But I think it's a great way to make the building... I don't know. I think it's a good way to improve the building experience, which I really like about Lego. I've got several kits. If you've watched my Twitch stream on Sunday nights when I am playing World of Tanks with my buds, you'll have seen the UCS A-Wing in the background just to my side, and beside it, not quite in frame, I shouldn't have taken that off camera, bad habits, is the Razor Crest from The Mandalorian. So we are building the ATTT. So many T's. The Armored Assault Transport, AAT. I've gotten it all wrong. The AAT, Assault Armored Transport kit, which is 286 pieces. Just wrong all over the place. That happens. But yeah, I, as a adult, really love Lego. For a lot of reasons. One, I like the model factor, like having the models displayed. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and that's a big part of it for me. But another part of it is that I like the process of building Lego and seeing the engineering that goes into it, and the decisions they make. So for instance, we're never going to see these pink bricks, and I'm betting that these brown bricks that are over here, that are going to come in at some point, we'll probably not likely see them. We might, but by making them different colors makes the building process that little bit easier. In the same way, like we've got a gray brick and a blue brick that are going to go on top of you. The blue brick's going to go on top. The gray brick's presence is irrelevant, but by making them separate colors, it gives you a couple different pieces to play with if you're going to disassemble this and add it to a general Lego collection. But it also makes finding the pieces a little bit easier, in my experience. This is the one, this piece, these shooter bits that are going to shoot these red doodads. That's the one affectation with the Lego kits, the Lego Star Wars kits, that I could do without. I don't really care if they shoot things. Again, because I like them for the model building as much as for the actual build process itself. So especially the UCS. The UCS has some shooter bits. I didn't care for that. I really like that the Razor Crest shooter bits. It actually provides you storage for the shooty things. The bullets, the rounds, the ammunitions. So I'm hoping that my stream chat will actually show up there, but I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% convinced it will. So I'm gonna just monitor the stream over here on my phone. There, we can hear myself talking in the background. I don't think I need to change the scene too much for the moment. But yeah. All right. We are building this. It's funny. Some of the stuff. So we've got the little note here. Don't shoot people in the face. You know what? Don't shoot people. We can just stop there. You don't need to shoot people. All right. The next bit. Okay, so this particular kit I like for a lot of reasons. I haven't built it. I'm building it for the first time now. So saying I like it is largely, I like the idea of the kit. And a big part of that is I really enjoyed the most recent, the 7th season, I think it was, of Clone Wars. I thought that was really well done. And Ahsoka is obviously a big part of that. And she is honestly one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and has been for a long time. I think she is a great foil to Anakin, and honestly a good advisor to Obi-Wan as well in the series, and an exceptionally well-written character, and entertaining. And I think that is really cool to have a younger character, a student, do that. Because I think one of the key things that is a takeaway is from Clone Wars, and from that I think people should take away from Star Wars as a whole, is that the student can teach the teacher as much as the teacher teaches the student. And that's been my experience as well. As someone who has taught people about fighting in the SCA, as a fencing instructor, I have learned a lot from the people that I've instructed over the years. And that is something that I think people discount too much, is how much you can learn by teaching. It's a phenomenal experience, actually. And I think Lego is a great teacher as well. See, that's one of the benefits of knolling. I had these pieces all looped up so I could actually put them down 2 at a time right on there. And these 2 big honkin' pieces. And this is going to be a pretty quick build. I anticipate it will be 45 minutes or less because everything's already laid out. But yeah, I think Lego's a great instructor, and your students, if you have them, are great instructors. Be open to learning from those that you teach. And I think the best teachers do that. I've had some phenomenal teachers in my time, both as a kid and as an adult. And when you have that opportunity to interact and really listen to the questions being asked, and not just the incessant why. And as a student, ask questions. Don't be a jerk about it, but ask the questions that you either don't understand or further explanation, because there's always a reason. Always a reason. And sometimes maybe there isn't always a reason. Or sometimes you're not ready for understanding the reason, and that's a legitimate thing. I had that with fencing sometimes. Why can't we do it this way? Why do I have to do these drills in this way? Well, you have to do these drills in this way because it's the building block for something else. Well, can't you just teach me that? No, I cannot just skip to the building block piece. All right, so I'm kind of jumping ahead here. This is one of the challenges with the knolling, is like I can see that I'm going to be doing this step twice. And this is the trick. This is one of those key things with Lego, is take your time and do the steps independently. It'll be interesting to see how many times I mess up because I'm talking as I build. I learned a lot this year from doing YouTube, from doing the streams. I learned about myself. I learned about what I want to get out of the channel, what is my goal, and how am I going to achieve that, and what I can reasonably put together. And I've learned better about creating reasonable goals for myself by doing this. When I started this with my first live stream, which was December 11th, I think, of last year, when I did my first loot box opening, I had this plan that I was going to produce a video or release a video every week through the year, because that's the YouTube algorithm. You want to hit that algorithm, right? And do a video. It's a lot of work. I work full time. I am not a full-time YouTuber and never will be, for a variety of reasons. That's just not what I want. I enjoy the YouTube. I think it is a great for me hobby. And if at some point I get enough followers that I can make a little money off of it or what have you, then that's lovely. But let's turn this to match that orientation. And this goes here. This is where I need to be like, okay, Jason, pay attention to what you're doing. So this is what's going to fire. This is the launch mechanism for the shooter. And now we got to do the other side. So that and those two in this. But yes, YouTube, fun to make videos. I'm still pushing myself to create better content than I started with. And to that end, I'm going to be doing making videos for YouTube course. That's probably actually right after I finish this, I'm going to go and purchase that course because it's on sale right now from Casey Ferris at Ground Control Color Grading. All right, these two and these two. But yeah, because I want to get better at my hobby. That is the end. At the end of the day, that's what I've always tried to do, is be better And that's what we all can try to do. Be better at what we be better tomorrow than we were today. And sometimes that means taking a class. Sometimes that means forgiving yourself for not doing more. Because we don't always have that energy. And that's a way for us to be better than we were yesterday. Super philosophical for Boxing Day, I know. But it's the end of the year. It's what we do. And it's hard because the camera's here, but my screen to monitor things is over here. So when I look, I want to look at the camera, but I'm inclined to look over there. But that's one of those things where I can try to be better. All right, so these little ones go there. Then we've got stickers. Oh, okay. So I'm going to take a minute to talk about stickers and Lego. Stickers in Lego are some of my least favorite aspects of Lego. But they are a reality of Lego. That's just how that works. And what I highly recommend if you do build a lot of Lego and you want to be less angry about the Lego, tweezers. Nice, high quality, fine point tweezers. So these are some iFixit electrostatic safe tweezers, but they're super fine. They're nice control, and they make it easier for me to put the stickers on because I have fat fingers. That's just the reality. It's nothing wrong with that. See, by using this, I have a nice fine point, and I can control it much better than with my fingers. I mean, realistically, you could use a toothpick in the technique that I use there. For the small stickers, a toothpick is fine. Something small and fine that you can just stick that edge of the sticker on so you're not fussing about with the edges too much. Because like with this, if I was trying to do it, I would have a much harder time getting it. But I can use my tweezers here, grip it, and because of this, and I'm not worried about being super precise. I mean, I don't want it all cockeyed like it's going right now. It's not a perfect solution. For larger stickers, I have a set of positive grip tweezers that I use. And so those are tweezers where their default state is closed. And so you squeeze to release. And those I really like for the larger stickers. Because again, you've got a bit more control then over when the sticker is released and getting that placement right. So I really was thankful for having those. I don't have them at this desk right now, but my iFixit tweezers for small stickers, these are amazing. I love them. I have no affiliate links, so you can find them on Amazon. I think it was $16, maybe $20 for the set of 3 tweezers. Check it out if you are into it. Whatevs. It's all good. Yeah. All right. So got the stickers. We got that point on. Our next bit is going to be closing up some of those gaps. So 2 of these. And 2 of these 3x2s, which are going right here. There we go. And now we have another one of these, which goes across there. And these cool control panels. I mean, ultimately, these are interior. I could put them on whichever way, but this is how they are instructed in the instructions. That's how the instructions tell me to do it. So we'll follow the instructions. All right. So we're now technically moving on to bag 2. One of the great things about Lego, if you have been away from building Lego for quite some time, is Lego has started dividing your instructions into bags. I don't know how long they've been doing this for, but when I first ran into it, I thought, that's amazing. And some of their kits didn't. So like some of their holiday builder kits, like I'm pretty sure like the fire station, the Winter Village fire station did not do that. And it was actually really disappointing after having done a couple of Star Wars kits that were divided that way. So from that standpoint of knolling like I do here, or like I did here, you can get away with a kit that's properly bagged. You don't need to. And I did that with the Razor Crest. I actually did a bit of a test. So I did the first half of the Razor Crest by knolling the bags. And that just took longer to do that piece. Because knolling properly takes, and especially when you don't have space to knoll all of it. Like this took me, I don't know, let's call it a half hour to get this all knolled out the way I wanted it. But then the other half, the second half of the Razor Crest, I did just bag by bag without knolling. Just dump it all in the center. And it went not bad. It was, I'm going to do this twice, so I'm just going to do each piece twice. You know, it was probably overall faster, but I would have to say that I did not enjoy the build experience nearly as much because I'm spending more time faffing about looking for a piece, pushing things around, trying to figure stuff out. So something you will also learn about me if you have watched my channels for any length of time is I'll pick up new terminology, and I'm not I will also pick up speech patterns accidentally. So sometimes you'll know what I've been watching or get an idea of what I might have been watching on TV recently by how I speak. For instance, my girlfriend and I binged a bunch of Binging with Babish, as one does, and afterwards we're just chatting. She's like, "You're talking like Babish." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, you've adopted some of his voice patterns." I'm like, "No, I totally have." And it's not something I do consciously. It just happens. I'm a bit of a mimic in that respect. And it's something I've known for years, and it's really challenging. Like, one of the worst things is if I'm going into my old job, when I did software implementations, if I was going into a situation where I knew that the client I was going to be working with had an accent, I actually had to spend effort to not absorb their accent. So especially if it was like a British accent of some variety, and I apologize to anyone from the UK or Ireland or Scotland for this, but I love your accents, all of them. I couldn't tell you which is which for the most part. Roughly Scottish, Irish, I can tell a little bit apart, but for the most part, I'm ignorant of that, and I admit that. That doesn't excuse it, but it is something that I do recognize. But I love those accents, and I will randomly start picking up a bit of a brogue, as it were, if I speak to someone with one of those accents for an extended period of time. And it's a little embarrassing when it happens, especially if they are still in the room, because then they rightfully so kind of look at me like I'm an idiot. So, but yeah, I really am, and this is actually a really enjoyable build. I really kind of like it, and I like this building with you. I mean, building with you. It's as close as we can get to hanging out these days with the various restrictions, but it is cool. And this is also a bit of a test for me, because my plan in the new year, my New Year's resolution for the channel, is to make some decisions about the channel. But the biggest one is deciding that I'm going to do more hobbying. I have not done nearly enough hobbying, either for the channel or for myself or for Karis. I don't know if you can hear the kitty, but I have not done nearly enough hobbying in my estimation. I've got a huge backlog of miniatures that I want to work on. It's not that I have to work on, it's miniatures that I want to work on. And so I'm going to, every other Wednesday night, do a 2-hour stream starting at 8 o'clock on my YouTube channel, and I may be restreaming to Twitch as well. I have not 100% decided that. I have to take a look into the restreaming stuff and understand that a little bit better. Hello, Karis. No, you can't come up right now. But stream to Twitch and YouTube. YouTube for sure, Twitch maybe. Hobbying. And the first project I'm going to be doing with that is my Space Hulk kit. So I've got the second edition of the latest. So they did like a release of Space Hulk like 5 or 6 years ago, and then they did another version of it, a slightly upgraded version, a couple years later. And I've got that one, that couple years later one. And I'm going to start by building and painting those miniatures. And I really love the concept of the boxed games from Games Workshop for the reason that I would probably never build a full Tyranid army, but I would love to paint some Tyranids. And this is a good reason to do that. This is going to go here. So that is my thought. I get to paint some Tyranids, paint some Blood Angels, and have a nice looking box set to play with. Then my second plan, the next kit that I'll be working on, is going to be, okay, this is this side, it goes this way. These pieces and placing them, I have some sort of like, I'm not as good spatially as a lot of people. And so I make mistakes. And so this is one of my classic mistakes, is to put this like this when it should go like this. But I'm pretty sure that's what it wants me to do. And I'm assuming that the other side will be... Oh, see, and this is where I get caught. So this is not the next step. The next step is a little substructure build. Anyway, as I was saying. Yes, the next build after my Space Hulk kit is going to be either the second season of Blood Bowl, which you can't quite see. You can almost see it in the background right there-ish. I can zoom out. No, not quite. Anyway, it's just over there. And so that's one thought, to get that together, because I think that would be fun. And like Space Hulk, it's one of those games that it's a couple of players. It's quick and fast to play, so I can get some of my gaming buddies potentially involved in playing it, and they don't have to buy any miniatures. Like, hey, we can play a miniatures game and you don't have to buy any miniatures. And that's a great way to go. Or the other one that I might do is, I've got some Star Wars Legion that I would like to assemble as well. And those, I mean, similarly, I could build those, and I would be able to have a Rebel force and an Imperial force, because I have both. I have miniatures for both, and it's not. And one of the things I really like about it is the game system that doesn't require scads and scads and scads of miniatures. All right, so this goes on the side here. Like that. Oh no. It goes like that. Ah, I see. All right, cool. Now we're going to do this side, which I've already done. So this is one of those classic parts where Jason gets himself in trouble, because this is the next step, and I have already done it because I figured it would be mirrored on the other side. It is a challenge, and Jason should know better than to do that. But yes, Star Wars Legion of Blood Bowl. Once I've gotten the Space Hulk done, I will probably put a poll up I might actually run the poll during the entirety of my Space Hulk build for what the next build should be. Honestly, the Star Wars Legion's already painted and is already assembled and primed, so it would just be painting, whereas with the Blood Bowl and the Space Hulk, it will be assembly first, which is also great because I can talk about the tools and stuff as I go through it. And it will probably also give me some ideas of additional content to create, because that is always something that, as a content creator, I am looking for, is what is valuable content to create. And all of it's valuable for someone. But what kind of content do I think is going to be valuable going along with this? Where is the... Hello? Did a piece get put in the wrong spot, or did it get put... Well, that's more than a little concerning. It wouldn't be the first time that I've had a piece missing from a set. But like literally everything got dumped out on the table and then all the bags got double inspected. So I don't know where that piece went. All right, we're going to go without it for now. So this goes there. And there would be a piece that goes in here. I'm just going to double check my spare parts bit. When you build Lego enough, you will wind up with spare bits. And sometimes it means that you've got cool modifications you can do when something like this arises. So for instance, I think that since I'm missing the little solo piece that goes there, but I've got a couple extra little bits here, I can make a little bit of a... There we go. So what would normally go there, and I might even have the exact piece I'm missing I may have here. So this is my little cup of bits from the Razor Crest and the Star Wars Advent Calendar, which actually resulted in a remarkable amount, and the holiday package, the Elf Cottage. Yeah. So I'm going to do this instead, which I think will look, it tracks. It's a good option, right? So I think it fits in well with the aesthetic. It's the right color and gives a similar appeal, right? Like we've got that, and then on this side we've got that. I actually like that better. I wish they'd have done that instead. That would have been a better choice. I kind of want to go see if I've got more pieces to replace that. A little bit rounder. But whatever. We adapt. And that's part of hobbying, even with Lego. Cool. All right, so we've got these big pieces here. I'm really happy that there's not lots of stickers with this kit. I think I commented on it, that I'm not a super big fan. The Razor Crest had, I think, again, just the right number of stickers, but it also had stickers for the large flat panels, which are the pieces I dislike the most. So like if I'd have had to put stickers on here, I'd have been less thrilled. But I also get that they, it's expensive for them to screen print all of these little bits. So we've got that, and we need these two pieces. Get it to stick on there. And then we've got this brown bit. And here. And then this one. Where's the big one? Which one is it? No, it's the small one. Oh! There's the piece I was missing. I still like my build better. I'm going to leave it as is. Alright, so this piece then is going to clamp onto here. And there's our closed up tank. Excellent. And now we are building the next module. So this is going pretty good. We're like 34 minutes in. That's not bad. I suspect we're going to do 2 of these, but I'm not going to build 2 of them at once because it's only instructing me to build 1. I do sometimes wish they would just do those symmetrical builds together, but I get that there's reasons and you'll get them mixed up. Alright, so that goes there. Plunk that in there. And then I needed one of these little grabbies, little graboids. Here we go. And this And this. And 2 of these. We stack those 2 up. And this goes in one. And this goes in the other. And then we realize that Jason put these in the wrong way. They're supposed to be like that. There we go. And this plugs in here, I believe. And we've got some pivot on there. So that's neat. All right, and now we're probably going to do the other side. Boom. And boom. And now that we know that we want them this way, which this is where attention to detail is important, because if I would have looked at the picture very clearly says, do it that way, not the way that I did it originally. Then we take 2 more of these, and another one of these, another one of these, and we're going to that, and then once again, this one goes on the bottom. Except that's the wrong way. There we go. I like it. It's super simple. Like, they could have tried to make something more complex where these pivoted together, but for a sub 300 part build, I mean, this is a really nice way to do it. And now we build the droids. These are the droids. I do dig the green torsos, and the faces are just a little bit more than the really basic droids. There we go. And they get their blaster. I just started blasting. Jedi, oh no! That's right. Jedi, Ahsoka could take you down very quickly. Although at this point, technically not a Jedi. Trained, but she technically left the Order, which means she is not a Jedi. If we want to be super technical. I will try to, as a rule, keep things spoiler free. But, like, Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Temple is like several years old now. she left the temple long before Disney Plus even existed. Alright, so we've got this piece. I'm going to stack 2 of these on top of it, because that's what the instructions tell us to do. There we go. These 2 doodads, like that. And then this piece. Like, this is one of those cool construction techniques that, Lego engineers, Imagineers, whatever they call themselves, I think they're really brilliant at, because seriously, that's just great. I don't know what exactly what it's going to be used for. It's part of the turret. Like, we know that's where we're at. Working on the turret piece. Somewhere in there, this is going to be critical to holding that whole shooting match together. All right. Swing that over. And we need 2 of these. We stack 2. And 2. And then 1 and 1. And then these go here. We're going to go back so they line up with it. This is one of those placement pieces where sometimes when I'm rushing, I will misplace a piece like this because I'm not paying attention and I make an assumption that it should go corner to corner as opposed to lining up. Don't make my mistakes. I could rename the channel to that. It would be equally accurate. Don't make my mistakes. But really, that's been doing that thinking, what is All About the Geek all about? And it's about community. It's about sharing knowledge and learning and continuing that process in all of the things that you do and validating every, not that you need validation, but some people do, but making sure that you recognize that every aspect of your hobby and your hobbying life is addressed. It's all important. It's all valid. Whether you like building a Lego or playing board games or collecting Matchbox cars, whatever. Do what you love, and if there's knowledge to be shared with it, share that knowledge. Knowledge should not be hoarded. I watch a lot of YouTube for various reasons, whether it's to learn more about making videos and getting ideas of what I could do to make my content better, or if it's just because I enjoy it. So for instance, I love playing Civilization 6, and there's often, if there was one reason that I pointed to more often than anything else for why a video doesn't go up on time or doesn't go up at all because I missed the timeliness window of it, Civ 6 would top that chart for why it didn't go. And I love 6. I've been playing Civilization since Civ 1. It's like, so whatever, 6 versions of Civilization I've been playing for however many years that is. And I discovered recently, by recently, like probably 6 or 8 months ago, a content creator by the name of Potato McWhiskey, who makes amazing content about Civilization 6 and has made me a much better Civ player by sharing that knowledge. And he repeatedly informs his community and reminds his community, because he's built a sizable community. He's got several 100,000 subscribers on the YouTubes, and that the knowledge that he's giving you isn't so you can whoop your friends when you're playing multiplayer Civ. He's like, that's exactly the wrong reason. He says, if you're watching my channel for that, you need to rethink your life. Maybe not quite that, but you can sometimes be harsh about that. But the idea is that if you become a better player and your friends become better players, then you all become better players. You track? Because if your friend is better, then you have to be better the next time you beat him or her or them. So if your friend is better, the next time you play them, you have to be better to beat them. And that makes you a better player. And then they have to get better to beat you the next time. And this is a continuing cycle of improvement. And it is valuable in a lot of aspects of our society. And I believe it to be critical in our hobbying, especially hobbies that have some sort of competitive stretch, whether that's 40K or Star Wars Legion or video games or whatever. If we aren't continually improving and growing, and if we hoard the knowledge of how we got better, no one grows. I've talked a little bit periodically, not a lot on this channel, about the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism, which is a medieval recreation society. It's an education-based society at its heart, even if portions of it are heavily focused on the martial aspect of it. But the martial aspect in and of itself is an education outlet. And some areas inside of the society, outside of the region that I participate in, which is Oregon, Washington, British Columbia area, I've been told, because again, I haven't really traveled outside, are less willing to share their information sometimes. Here, all of our practices where you can go to learn how to fight and learn how to be a better fighter are open to everyone. The knights, by and large, the experienced fighters, share their knowledge openly, and as a result, our tournament fighters are some of the best in the organization, because all of our fighters share their information, which means that everyone becomes better, which means the best fighters have to continually get better. They can't just rest on their laurels, because they will then lose. And if they don't want to lose, they need to continue to get better. And I think that's brilliant, because everyone wins then. And it means that everyone's got to continually improve. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Some people would say, well, I would like it to hit a bar, and then that's as high as it goes. And that's fair. Everyone is welcome to their opinion. I personally believe that continued growth is important. Stagnation is not my favorite thing. All right, so this is going to go here. Yeah? Nope. Goes here. That's better. So yeah, that is my thoughts on sharing knowledge, and that's part of why, when I really sat down, what do I like about making the YouTube videos? Why do I do the channel? It's because I missed a step, as I do. No, I don't make the channel because I missed a step. I make the channel because I enjoy sharing the knowledge that I have, such that it is, and helping people, whether it's, making better informed decisions about buying board games, which I did with my Black Friday stream, or reminding people that you don't really need to necessarily get that next or additional game on Steam. I mean, I'm hardly one to talk, as I've talked about. I have literally 200 Steam games. I will not play them all. I'll play them all, but I won't finish them all. That's just not a realistic situation. This is going to sit in there. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, it's a different kind of situation. What am I even doing here? There we go. I get lost sometimes in what I'm talking. So yeah, that's part of what I enjoy with the channel, is helping people make better decisions about things. Just gonna snap on. There we go. All right, so all of this then sticks in there. That is quite the turret. All right, and this sits back in there so it can turn. It rises. Spot in there where we can throw one of the droids, if they'll stick in. Come on. This is the one issue I have with the battle droid construction model, is that there's that lever point right in their midsection. And I think I can. Oh, breaking the thing already. There we go. Stick a Roger in there. Yeah. There we go. Then we know there's a droid in there. Stick the little shooter doodads in. I often do this and just leave them in. But for the sake of the video, let's just go ahead and shoot one. Excellent. There we go. It is complete. I have built the AAT as I had planned. Thank you all for tuning in, whether you watch this live or catching the VOD after the fact. It's been a ton of fun. But until next time, be safe, be kind, take care of each other. It's still a wonderful time of the year, and treat each other wonderfully. If you want to hang out more, I stream Sunday nights, so that'll be tomorrow night on Twitch at twitch.tv/allaboutthegeek. Generally, I am playing World of Tanks with my buddies. Occasionally, I'll play something different. And if you check out, there's a link in the description for Extra Life, which is a charity for raising money for children's hospitals, and in particular, I am supporting BC Children's Hospitals because I live in British Columbia. And if you are interested in a donation, that would be much appreciated both by myself and by that organization. The lovely thing with that link is that all the money goes directly to Extra Life. None of it's filtering through me, so you don't have to worry about me wandering off with the scads and scads of money that I know you're all going to donate. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, work your wonk, be safe, be kind, and